Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. Last time I talked to you about the Fate system, I talked about how easy it was to teach and learn the system, right? I mean, within a few moments, a person who has had no experience in role-playing whatsoever can be in another character's shoes and often running to the races within a matter of moments. I mean, it's really simple. It's really beautiful. And that is the key, is because it is a simple system. It's not convoluted. And because it's not convoluted and so simple, game masters are going to be tempted to tweak it, and they are encouraged to do so if they feel the need. Because just from a few tweaks, they can make a setting feel a little darker or more action-oriented or all kinds of things. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be using the Fate System Toolkit from Evil Hat Productions. So when it comes to tweaking a game, I mean, anybody can tweak any game they want to. It's just a matter of how much work is involved to do so, okay? Some games are so convoluted that you change this over here and all of a sudden the light goes out over here, the kitchen sink's got something wrong with it over here. I mean, it just cascades and you're putting out all these fires before you can get back to the original effect that you wanted, right? But I don't think you're going to find that in the Fate system, especially with using the Fate System Toolkit, which will help you along the, even though you probably could just make your own decisions even without it. This will definitely help you find the path to make the right decision for your campaign. And let me put it this way. Basically, it's the difference between trying to modify a game like Descent or modify a game like Hero Quest, okay? Both of them were dungeon crawlers, but Descent is definitely a more convoluted game. It's got a lot more connected parts, while Hero Quest is for straightforward and elegant, boom, boom, boom. And that's why that was so popular, as a matter of fact, because everybody could grasp it and could tweak it, and they could see themselves being able to make their own game, their own dungeon, right? As opposed to Descent, where you're kind of to the point where it's a great game. I mean, a lot of people love it. I have everything for it. But to tweak your own, it's going to take a lot more work. And you're kind of relying on pretty much the prepackaged material. Now, one of the things I like about the Fate System Toolkit is they give you something called the Bronze Rule. All right, this is basically where the gloves come off and they just say, if you want to, give anything a character sheet in aspects. Go ahead. A piece of equipment, a city, an entire planet, whatever you want, Pretty wild stuff there. And the first time I seen this incarnation of this idea was off of Cubicle 7's Fate licensed product, The Legends of Anglaire, which is their fantasy setting, and the Starblazer Adventures, which is their science fiction setting. And both of those settings are actually based off of a comic book series called Starblazer Adventures, UK comics. Really nice. I really highly suggest you look into it. If you like that Judge Dreddy feel in artwork, definitely give that taking a look. But what they did with especially Starblazer Adventures, they said, okay, every planet's got a kind of its own feel and stuff. And if they're at war, and Legends of Anglaire would do it with cities, it's like, okay, and if they're at war, if they're bickering back and forth, they actually have aspects and they invoke on each other between, or depending on the outcome of an adventure, then you say, okay, this happened, so let's roll to see how that affects this. And they're talking to them, little diplomacy between the two, and they can take hits just like a character. And it can change the entire, it's just a setting. It's just like an adventure thread. Boom, boom, boom. You just got like a little adventure hooks right there in the making. Pretty cool idea. A nice variant to character creation that's in the toolkit is called skill modes, and I kind of like it. Basically what happens is, instead of using the core pyramid, skill modes, what the game master will do ahead of time is place 5 skills together in a group and make a number of groups. And all the groups are based off of a theme. So basically, thievery is a basic one to understand. This could have, and it's whatever you want in it, but it could have athletics, burglary, deceit, notice, and stealth. And battle could have athletics, intimidation, melee, missile, and physique. Okay, and what the game master is going to do, he's going to make anywhere from 4 to 8 of these groups, maybe a few more if they desire. But basically, the player will then choose 3 of those groups, and then he's going to choose one group to be at +3, one group to be at +2, and one group to be at +1. Of course, the group that he picks at +3, all those skills are at +3, and +2 and +1, and so on. Now, if any skills overlap or show up in more than one group, okay, they get a bonus. Just like in here, thievery had athletics, and so did battle. So, if I chose thievery and battle, I'd get a +1 because it showed up, and you get +2 if it showed up in all 3 of them. So it's a nice little character creation process. Makes it a little bit quicker for games to get going. And of course, that's only the beginning of what's in this book. I mean, what I've explained so far is really cool, and that's only a couple of pages in here. I mean, there's things like, of course, you know, they got more on magic and making it your own. They got a lot more with social interactions, which is, of course, important and underdone in most role-playing games that are usually combat heavy. It also has things like, well, again, with the bronze role, how to make squads and have them have their own aspects and abilities. There's so much in here in this little $20 book. I can't say enough about it. So definitely go get the Fate System Toolkit, and I'll see you next video.